Okay, Dragons, this is Unit 5, Day 4. We're going to show you how to piece together equations that are parallel and perpendicular to each other. Here we go. I'm going to give you 4 examples, and then you can do 8 on your own. Example number 1, it says write the slope-intercept form. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b for an equation of the line that passes through -2, -1, and is parallel to the graph of y equals -4/3 x plus 1. Yay. All right. So to your right, I have a flow chart of things that you need to do. Once you get that down, you can do the problems efficiently and quickly. Hopefully it helps. So the first step is over here is write the equation that we're given. So we're going to go y is equal to -4/3 x plus 1. Okay? Now, it tells us to identify or find the slope of the given line. If it's solved for y, like this one is, it's going to be very easy. There's my slope in front of the x. So I'm going to write that down. That's the slope that we have from the problem. So now we're going to go back and we're going to find the key word in the problem. What's my key word? I look over here. Keywords, oh, there we go, parallel. All right, so this is the one we circle. What does that tell us? We're using the same slope, so we're going to write down a -4/3. Don't do a single thing to it. Now we're going to write the given point from the problem. So we're just going to transfer. We're going through a -2, -1. Remember, this is my x, and that's my y. Okay, so now we're going to put it in our point slope and go. Remember, in the point slope, y goes with y's, x's go with x's, and slope goes in the middle. Okay, so all we're going to do is look at our paper. Slope in the middle, -4/3. My x is a -2. X's go with x's. My y is a -1. Okay. Now, remember that at this particular stage, anytime you subtract a negative, please rewrite it as plus. There's a subtract a negative, there's a subtract a negative. All other times, you just leave it alone. So I'm going to do that first. This becomes y plus 1. Again, subtracting a negative is adding. And we've got -4/3, parentheses, same situation, subtracting a negative is adding a positive. Now we distribute. And we move the 1, and we're done. So multiplying -4/3 times x is -4/3 x, and -4/3 times 2 is going to be a -8/3. And if you can't do that mentally, you need to use your calculator. Okay, -4/3 times 2. See if we can't do that real fast here. -4/3 times 2, math, enter, enter. Yeah, I was right. All right, and the last step is to move the 1. It's a +1 on the left. It's going to be a -1 on the right. Okay, and so if you change sides, you change signs. So our final answer, there is our, got the same slope. Now this right here, use your calculator, and you're going to have -11/3. There's your answer. Okay? Another one. Same thing. Okay? We're going through this point. We're parallel to this guy. So we're going to write the equation. And this is in standard form. And it says you may have to solve for y. Oh, really? Yeah, okay, so we have to solve for y. So you might want to just come over here and solve for y. There's a lot more space. Move the x, and if you change sides, you change signs. So this is a -x, and now it's a +x on the other side. Remember, there's a 1 in front of that. I have a single x. And I divide by what's in front of 2, in front of y, which is 2. A single y is now equal to 1/2 x minus 10. All right? So, out of this, what's the slope? Slope is in front of x. Y equals mx plus b. So that's what we're going to put right here. Okay? You cannot look at this and just find the slope. You're going to mess it up. Okay? Key word is still parallel. Parallel, we're going to use the same slope. So I'm going to write 1/2. Okay? The point given is -2, 4. Again, that's my x and my y. And let's make this slightly bigger so you can see it. Now we have everything we need right here. Point slope, y goes with y, so that's a 4 right there. X goes with x. I'm subtracting a negative, going to have to fix that, and I got 1/2 in the middle. That's my slope. So y minus 4 is just y minus 4 equals 1/2. X minus a -2 is x plus 2. Remember my double signs like from last time? So distribute, 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. 1/2 times 2 is 1. And all I got to do now is change the side of this -4. -4 over here becomes +4 over here. My answer, y equals 1/2 x, and that's 1 plus 4, which is 5. There you go. Okay? The same thing's going to happen, the same process, except we're going to change word on example 3. Now we're going to be perpendicular. Okay, so we have our equation. Let's put it right here. Y is equal to -1/3 x plus 1. Yay, it's solved for y, so my slope is in front of the x. Just write it down. The key word is perpendicular, and this is where we got to change the sign, the opposite. So I'm going to have a positive because this guy's negative. Okay, opposite and reciprocals. I'm going to flip this guy over. 1/3 becomes 3/1, or simply 3. Given point, let's come back over here, is 4, 2. Well, this one should be easy because it'll be all positive. All right, my x is 4, that goes with the other x in the back. My y is 2, goes with the y in the front, and the slope goes in the middle. No subtracting negatives, so we're good to go. Distribute at 3. 3x, remember this is 3 times 4, which is 12. And finally, if you change the side of the -2, it becomes a +2 over here. Y equals 3x, and a -12 plus 2 is a -10. Bam! We're done. All right, last one. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this. Write the equation. That's 2x plus 3y is equal to 9. And don't know the slope because we have to solve for y. All right, so let's use this space over here. If you change sides, you change signs. This move the x. Positive 2x becomes a -2x on the other side. And we divide by what's in front of y, which is 3. Everything is divided by 3. My slope is -2/3. And that's what I put right here. Okay? And the key word in this problem was perpendicular. We're going to make opposite reciprocal. The opposite of negative is positive, and 2/3 becomes 3/2. That's the slope we're going to use. And my point is 1, 2. X is 1, goes in the back. 2 is y, goes in the front. Slope in the middle. I don't have any subtracting negatives. So we just distribute. 3/2 times x is 3/2 x, and 3x times a -1 is -3/2. And the last thing we do is move this -2 to the other side with +2. Answer, y is equal to 3/2 x and a -3/2, which is a -1/2, plus 2 is a +1/2. And there we go.